Lesson 2. Introduction to MS Access 2016. Introduction. We all are familiar with social websites like Facebook and Instagram, e-commerce websites like Amazon and Snapdeal, banking websites like Barclays and HDFC, or any education website like Tools QA. All these websites have a humongous amount of data stored in it. So what is data? Data is any sort of information which is stored in computer memory. This information can later be used for a website, an application, or any other client to store for future purpose. When you arrange such data in a systematic way, it is called as information. In order to handle such data systematically, we need a database and a database management system. In this chapter, we will learn about databases and MS Access 2016, a popular database management application. Database. A database is a collection of information that is organized so that it can be easily accessed, managed, and updated. Data is organized in rows, columns, and tables. It is indexed to make it easier to find relevant information. Data gets updated, expanded, and deleted as new information is added. Databases process workloads to create and update themselves, querying the data they contain and running applications against it. Elements of a database. There are primarily three important elements of a database. These are tables, records, fields. Tables. A database table is composed of records and fields that hold data. Tables are also called data sheets. Each table in a database holds data about a different but related subject. Records. Data is stored in records. A record is composed of fields and contains all the data about one particular person, company, or item in a database. In this database, a record contains the data for one customer support incident report. Records appear as rows in the database table. A record for log ID 1201242 is highlighted as shown in figure below. Fields. A field is part of a record and contains a single piece of data for the subject of the record. In the database table illustrated in figure 3, each record contains 4 fields. Log ID, a number assigned to this customer support incident for identification purposes. Operator, the code for the customer support operator who handled this incident. Resolved, a checkbox to indicate whether the incident was resolved. Duration, the time in seconds the operator spent on this incident. Database Management System. The Database Management System, DBMS, is the software that interacts with end users, applications, and the database itself to capture and analyze the data. The DBMS software additionally encompasses the core facilities provided to administer the database. The sum total of the database, the DBMS, and the associated applications can be referred to as a database system. Often the term database is also used to loosely refer to any of the DBMS, the database system, or any application associated with the database. Popular database management systems are MS Access, MySQL, and Oracle. Functions of DBMS. A DBMS performs several important functions that guarantee integrity and consistency of data in the database. Most of these functions are transparent to end users. There are the following important functions and services provided by a DBMS. Data storage management. It provides a mechanism for management of permanent storage of the data. The internal schema defines how the data should be stored by the storage management mechanism, and the storage manager interfaces with the operating system to access the physical storage. Data manipulation management. A DBMS furnishes users with the ability to retrieve, update, and delete existing data in the database. Data definition services. The DBMS accepts the data definitions such as external schema, the conceptual schema, the internal schema, and all the associated mappings in source form. Data Dictionary or System Catalog Management. The DBMS provides a data dictionary or system catalog function in which descriptions of data items are stored and which is accessible to users. Database Communication Interfaces. The end user's requests for database access are transmitted to DBMS in the form of communication messages. Authorization or Security Management. The DBMS protects the database against unauthorized access, either international or accidental. It furnishes mechanism to ensure that only authorized users can access the database. MS Access 2016. Microsoft Access is a relational database management system, RDBMS, designed primarily for home or small business usage. Access has traditionally been known as a desktop database system because its functions are intended to be run from a single computer as opposed to a server database application where the application is installed on a server, then accessed remotely from multiple client machines. Microsoft Access or MS Access is a software package that you install just like any other software package and is bundled as part of the Microsoft Office suite. Elements of MS Access 2016. Access 2016 uses the ribbon to organize commands just like in Access 2010 and 2007. The ribbon. Access 2016 uses a tabbed ribbon system instead of traditional menus. The ribbon contains multiple tabs, each with several groups of commands. You will use these tabs to perform the most common tasks in Access. To minimize and maximize the ribbon is designed to respond to your current task. However, you can choose to minimize the ribbon if you find that it takes up too much screen space. Step 1. Click the arrow in the lower right corner of the ribbon to minimize it. Step 2. The ribbon will be minimized. Click a tab to make the ribbon reappear. It will disappear again when not in use. Step 3. To maximize the ribbon, click a tab, then click the pin icon in the lower right corner. The ribbon will appear at all times. The Quick Access Toolbar. The Quick Access Toolbar located above the ribbon lets you access common commands no matter which tab you are on. By default, it shows the save, undo and repeat commands. If you would like, you can customize it by adding additional commands. Backstage View. Backstage View gives you various options for saving, opening and printing your database. To access Backstage View, Step 1. Click the File tab on the ribbon. Step 2. This will open the Backstage View on the screen. The Navigation Pane. The navigation pane is a list containing every object in your database. For easier viewing, the objects are organized into groups by type. You can open, rename and delete objects using the navigation pane. To minimize and maximize the navigation pane. The navigation pane is designed to help you manage all of your objects. However, if you feel that it takes up too much of your screen space, you can minimize it. Step 1. To minimize the navigation pane, click the double arrow in the upper right corner. Step 2. The navigation pane will be minimized. Click the double arrow again to maximize it. Starting MS Access 2016. To start MS Access 2016, select Start and then scroll the applications installed in the system. Click on MS Access 2016 in the menu as shown below. This will open the following start screen. Creating a database. The first step to creating a database is to, create the database. We will create a blank database first. Creating a database in Microsoft Access is as easy as creating a Word document. This lesson demonstrates how to create a database in MS Access. Step 1. You may notice that when you first start Microsoft Access 2016, you see the above start screen. In this case, you can simply select blank desktop database. If you already have Access open, you can go to the File menu. Step 2. Choose a name and click Create. Let's call it Class 8. You can either use the default location or click the folder icon to change the location. your new database. Once you have completed the above steps, you should see a blank database like this. We know this database is blank because it only contains one table called Table 1, and that table only has one column called ID. So we need to add some more columns to the table and give the table a name. We can do that next when we create a table. Creating a table. Normally, when you need to create a new table, you will select Create Table from the ribbon toolbar. But we can do that later. For now, Access has already created our first table. So all we need to do is modify that table so that it suits our need. Using our blank database, we are going to rename Table 1 to Customers. This table will have 4 columns: Customer ID, first name, last name, and date created. Step 1. Rename the ID field to Customer ID. To do this, right-click on the ID column and select Rename Field. Enter Customer ID when prompted. Step 2. On the next field, click on Click to Add unless Access has already opened the menu for you, and select Short Text. Step 3. At this point, Access will conveniently highlight or select the field name, currently Field 1, so that you can name the field. Call it First Name. Step 4. Do the same again for the next field, Last Name, and select Data Type, Short Text. Step 5. In the next field, select the date and time data type and name the field Date Created. Your database table should now look like this. You might notice that now, when you click on the field names, you can't see or change their data types. Instead, if you click on the inverted triangle within a field, you see a different menu of options. Example, sort oldest to newest, etc., depending on the field's data type. This shows that the field is ready for data. Once you have data, you can sort it using this menu. So, till now we have created a database table. We did this in Datasheet view. Rules for naming a field. Step 1. The length of the field name can be of 1 to 64 characters. Step 2. The name can include letters, numbers, and some special characters. The underscore is commonly allowed. Step 3. A period, an exclamation mark, brackets cannot be used in field name. Step 4. A field name can be in uppercase, lowercase, or mixed case.